A friend even told me about one guy who stays like at the back of town. He has just developed a place just for him, and he's secluded doing his work. But your notion of community really debunks that.
Before they move into the dark,
Yes.
they built a community. How do you think they get the jobs they get? In the sphere of life.
Yeah.
Community is the basis of a lot of things. I mean,
How
all
can
my
someone-
life, all I've been trying to do is to demonstrate to people the power of community. Now, when you get the information, what do? You act on it. Go to community events.
Okay.
Start talking to people. Okay.
Or recommend some communities.
Let
to them.
me. Do you know the coolest thing about FreeCodeCamp?
Tell me. Today we're going to have a very strategic conversation around entering the tech space and also being successful in that space. And I have none other than a very experienced person when it comes to the tech ecosystem in Ghana. He likes to be known as a builder of tech solutions and also a supporter of tech events that really build tech people or techies. And he is the founder of the biggest tech party in Ghana, and that is Sedem Bafo. Sedem, good to have you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on our podcast today. Yeah. You know, I met Sedem when we were organizing our first hackathon at Achieved by Petra. And it was amazing. Like when we got onto that call, his attention to details, his taste for good things. And sometimes you put certain colors out there and you're like, no, this is not going to fly. Like, I'm like, where is this guy from? And at the end of that particular event, I learned so much from you. And that event was a success because you were on it. And thank you for that.
Thank you guys for the opportunity as well.
Yeah. Today, we are going to talk about something that you so love. And I know you love when we are having tech conversations. What is it about the tech ecospace that interests you so much that you've devoted like almost all your life so far in it, from uni to where you are? Yeah.
Yeah, so tech is a multiplier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see tech as a component of every other industry. Tech is not like a standalone thing on its own. If you're in tech, you are building across multiple industries, agriculture, health tech, transportation. Mm-hmm. You can mention as much as you want. So that is why I love tech, because tech is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's ubiquitous. Like everywhere there's tech. Yeah, tech is a component in it.
Do you remember those days when internet cafe was a thing?
Oh yeah, I was a kid then. I remember my first Facebook account. We opened it using Yahoo Mail.
Yeah, Yahoo.
I didn't even know about Gmail then. That was
Yahoo was a popular one.
So then I had to open Yahoo Mail because I wanted a Facebook account.
Yeah.
I remember an older cousin, Jones. No, not my cousin. It's my cousin. Yeah, took me to the cafe and then helped me create a
Yahoo account.
He's an ICT teacher now.
I see. He probably was the one who now started building that interest for tech in you. Or he was a supporter.
I think where tech might have started from, as a kid, I had a friend that had those days desktop, and he had these games, Need for Speed.
Yeah.
For those that are like maybe early 2000s, they will know. You remember Need for Speed and
Sonic.
We had these games that the motor one, the space
road rush.
Then you hit people. That was where I think my first ever interactions with computers started.
Did you ever download a game from Miniclips?
Who haven't? There was Tube, a lot of Tube.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but there's always the beginning. Before YouTube, there was a lot of Tubes before, like we had
YouTube.
It's crazy. And there was WAP Trick. For games, mobile games. And Sony Ericsson used to have some fools called Walkman. Yes. They had Game Loft. I don't even remember Game Loft. Properly designed games.
That's true.
Street Soccer. I remember.
And you could also download the ringtones.
Yeah.
Ringtones.
Yeah. I remember an older sister had units credits where they had where you come and buy like units. So I was selling units. So I had early interactions with how to, That's the earliest time with digital devices. So yeah, those
Right.
all played a part. At that time, you wouldn't really realize
Mm-hmm.
you were even doing anything that had to do with technical, but helping young
Yes.
people, older people reset their ringtones or change it and all of that stuff. Yeah, I think that's where the interest started.
And through all these years, the ecosystem of tech has really, really evolved
Oh yes.
from the games that we used to play to chatting pen pals
Yeah.
to all these
Before
things,
WhatsApp, there was to go. I don't
and
know
even
how many
high
people.
five.
I don't know how many people remember to go. And before Facebook, there was one. Is it 2BD? I can't remember the name, but like
I
there were.
remember 2BD, but I don't know if 2BD was a
There was
social
2BD. It
interaction
was a social
platform.
interaction, and there was one popular. Was it Friendster? Something
Even
star.
MySpace. MySpace.
MySpace. That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to do. MySpace. Yeah. So I mean, it's been like from the early 2000s to
Yeah.
where we are. Now. I was a kid then, but I still remember.
Remember.
Like I clearly
Yeah.
remember my
Yeah.
first mobile device and all.
Those were the days. Those were the days. So from all these things, I've seen that the tech space has changed.
A lot.
It has changed, and now I see how Africans and Ghanaians are actively participating in what is driving the tech space. You can see apps like Achieved by Petra that is changing a lot in the financial space. You can see platforms like Paystack that are allowing payment,
We
and
have our own indigenous one, Haptel,
Hubtel as
running.
well. And you also have, I think, in Kenya around 2007, M-Pesa
Yeah,
that
M-Pesa
changed mobile money across the
revolutionized the
African.
game for the whole sub-Saharan
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah. So with all these things in mind, what do you think are some of the tech professions that are really in demand?
Well, in demand, there are a few things that will never go away, like the foundational knowledge if you
Mm-hmm.
are actually entering tech. I think for most people, those that didn't go to school to specifically study software engineering,
Yeah.
the most entry point for them is always for web development, like basic web development. Start with HTML, do CSS,
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript, then they move on to doing JavaScript frameworks like React, Vue,
Mm-hmm.
and Angular, and all sort of them.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if you ask me, I want to be controversial. If you ask me, the most skill in demand right now
Yeah.
in tech is complex problem solving. It's not tied specifically
Mm-hmm.
to any tech. That's that, and it will always be in demand. People that know how to solve problems
Yeah.
and break down complex concepts into like a workable solutions.
Yeah.
That's the most demanding.
And I think that from even our initial conversation, all the things that you have mentioned are tech solutions that solve problems,
Yeah.
allowing people to come together and have conversations. MySpace, achieved by Petra, allowing people to invest.
They
Hubtel,
achieve they call it financial
yeah,
freedom.
yes, give financial
After
freedom.
convenience, you sit
Yes,
in your room and you can just order for stuff and make payments and
yes,
pay
yes,
bills.
yes, and like I agree with you 100%. But don't you think that, or let me ask it this way: do you think that some of these technical skills, right, are overhyped?
Yeah, you're about to put me into the conversation. I don't think it's overhyped. As I said, there are some skills that are like foundational knowledge, and um, some people might agree with me or not. But we
Mhm.
have like some skills that are like low hanging. As corporate people like to say, like low
Yeah, low hanging
hanging
fruits.
fruits. It's
Yeah.
easier to just teach yourself like self thoughts and then get comfortable with it. Example, UI UX design.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Web development, basic web development. Those
Yeah.
particular two skills, if you are like serious, it's something you can just learn by yourself without having to
Mm-hmm.
go into any institution. Now, there's nothing wrong actually starting with those. Of course, as I said, they are foundational.
Yes.
But then to differentiate yourself, you can't just stop there. You
Mm.
need to like find a niche for yourself.
Mm.
Think about it. A web developer that knows how to handle DevOps is much more likely to stay employed than one that just do like basic web development.
Mm.
So you asked the question that what are the skills that are in demand? Personally, there are four tangents for me right now that I think for a while will be in high demand.
Yeah.
I mean, they are currently in high demand. They will still be in high demand.
Mm-hmm.
First off, AI ML,
AI
ML,
ML.
machine
Okay.
learning, artificial intelligence. Mostly they are tied together because
Okay.
one is leads to the next one.
That's number one.
Yeah. Then we have cybersecurity
Mm-hmm.
because so long as we are building solutions to move money and provide services, there will be loopholes, and then we'll have like bad actors that will take advantage of that loophole. So training or having professionals that are ethical enough to actually pen test. Pen test is
Mm-hmm.
just penetration testing.
Okay.
Pen test systems before we put them out there to ensure security is like assured is
Mm-hmm.
something that is not going to go away anytime
Time
soon,
soon.
even with the emergence of AI.
True. Number
Yeah.
three.
Then number three, making sense out of data. I don't want to call it like a specific role like a data analyst or data science because there's a lot of, I mean, specific niche around data, but making sense out of data.
Mm-hmm.
Companies will generate a lot,
Yes.
right?
Lots of
Companies will
data.
generate a lot of data. So long as we are generating data,
Mm-hmm.
we need to have people that could actually interpret that data or present that data in a way that tells a story and give enough insight to leaders or executives to be
Mm-hmm.
able to make decisions for the next decade.
Mm.
So people that are able to make sense out of data are not going to go anywhere soon. How many did I mention?
So you're on number four.
Cyber
So
security.
AI, ML, that's artificial intelligence
Yeah,
and machine learning,
yeah,
cybersecurity, making sense out of data,
yeah.
and then the fourth one. I hope you're enjoying the conversation so far. I have an important announcement to make. From our analytics on YouTube, we noticed that only 5.4% of our viewers are subscribers, meaning that 94.6% of you watch our content but do not subscribe. If you think that we are sharing some good content, please subscribe to the Kwabna Dapa podcast. Let's continue our conversation.
DevOps or infrastructure.
So, what's DevOps?
Yeah.
Speak more on what is
Yeah,
DevOps?
so DevOps, or you could, okay, so let me just bundle it. DevOps slash cloud technology. I think cloud is much more easier, like people are much more comfortable with cloud.
Yes.
Maybe and stroke infrastructure.
Okay.
So for you to use the Achieve app,
Mm-hmm.
somebody needs to set the infrastructure for the app to be deployed
Mm-hmm.
and the backend systems to be deployed
Mm-hmm.
for Achieve to work the way it's supposed to work so that when you click a button, it responds in time
Mm-hmm.
for you to use the software
Yeah.
like to your advantage, right?
Understood.
So those people are going nowhere because whatever is built need to be deployed, need to be managed, and need to be maintained. So
Mm.
people that are into infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, DevOps building, CI/CD pipelines,
Yeah.
continuous integration, those guys they are not going anywhere. So
Mm.
these are the four tangents where I sit right now. I see going nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe if I will add a fifth one, it would be people in products. But now there's a blurry line between product managers and executives,
Mm.
right? Like business functions, and because what product managers basically do is that they serve as a bridge between the development team
Yes.
and the stakeholders, like
Okay.
people that are in charge of business. So product manager's job is simple: take business needs, translate it into like a product that can now help the company achieve like the potentials or whatever they seek out to achieve and make
Mm-hmm.
revenue and increase bottom line.
Mm.
So yeah, management is going nowhere. So I'll just put them together: products
Yeah.
managers and
Yeah.
stroke executives.
I think product management is like it's sort of a new kid on the block that has come with tech nowadays. Maybe
No, I don't
would
think
you say product management was,
it was never a new kid. It has always been
Mhm.
around. Again, as I
or
said,
let me say it has become more prominent in the
exactly
past, let's
now
say
we
5, 10
have
years?
people that we specifically refer to as product managers,
Okay.
right? Like people always say, who's a product manager? Who is a project manager?
Yeah.
As I said earlier, when I tried explaining what a product manager is,
Mm-hmm.
they take business requirements,
Mm-hmm.
right, break
Yes.
it down, and work with a subset of team of designers into design thinking, then designing a product, working with the engineers to build it, then communicating with internal stakeholders like the sales team and the marketing team so that they know how to actually market the product and put it out there for the intended audience to use. right? So product managers are the link between the business and the tech. If that's like makes it much more simpler, taking business requirements and then converting it into working solutions for the users to use. That's what product managers do. So for any product manager to be successful, they don't only need to be technical, they need to understand and appreciate business constraints and requirements as well for them to be like successful in their field. That is why, the current CEO for Microsoft was a product manager at Microsoft. So it's product managers and people in management level, it's quite easier for someone in product management to transition into an executive role, way more easier because the lines
he understands how
blurry.
the products work, he understands the business needs, and is able to marry the two together.
Exactly. Because in the early days of a business, the CEO is the eternal product manager.
Yeah.
When a business starts, he's the one that directs set the direction and the pace of the product before the firm become big, and then they hire someone now to take, requirements from them and then translate it to working solutions with the teams they have. Understood.
So you've spoken about the low-hanging fruits. You mentioned some certain skills and technicalities that people need to achieve that they can even get without necessarily being in the classroom.
Not being in a classroom,
Okay. So what would you say to someone who is probably listening, who has been exposed to the tech ecosystem, probably by attending one of your events, probably by following certain people on TikTok, sees how tech is providing solutions? What are you going to tell that person who wants to enter into the tech space with that kind of zeal for that person to be relevant?
Well, first things first, clarity of thought is very important. Even outside tech, as a human, you are a system. So for a system to work perfectly fine, there need to be like instructions and directions on what a particular part, a component of the system does for the whole system to actually work in unison. Clarity of thought, very important. You need to be honest with yourself. I always tell people, run a SWOT analysis on yourself. Strength, weakness, opportunity, strength. Try to understand your strength. Try to understand your weaknesses. Look at opportunities around you and identify the threats that are in your environment. Then position yourself. So first things first, before you jump into learning a new skill, you would want to research. Research is a fundamental skill that every working professional needs to learn. At least if not for anything, for their own growth, right?
Understood.
So you have to first get clarity of thought and then decide on what exactly it is you want to pursue in the tech space, knowing your strengths, your weakness, the opportunities available and the threats that are in your ecosystem before you make a move. As I said earlier, if you are trying to get into the technical side of things, we have quite a number of platforms that you can leverage. There are some people that do well with audiovisuals. They could just sign on onto a platform like Udemy or watch like YouTube channels. Some people do well with just following instructions when it's in written format. Those could easily use tools like FreeCodeCamp. FreeCodeCamp is free. There are people that did FreeCodeCamp and ended up in Funk. Like we call Funk is like the big tech company, Facebook, and exactly. The people that did those stuff and then eventually ended up in all these big tech companies.
So is there a website?
FreeCodeCamp.org. It's a
FreeCodeCamp.org.
Like organization.org. ORG. It's a free website where you could learn almost anything you can think of, from basic web development to specializing in back-end technologies. If you are somebody that wants to focus on language like Python first, anything at all you want to learn, they are all like well laid out and structured. Personally speaking, that was my first introduction to programming.
Wow.
FreeCodeCamp was my first introduction to programming in my early days in the university, because I did computer science. I did a little bit of basic programming in Microsoft Basic, I think, in basic school, senior high school, because I did elective ICT. But for like introduction into modern web developments, FreeCodeCamp was my first experience.
Nice. So I like that you mentioned this free resource, freecodecamp.org.
A lot of free resources.
So definitely listen to the end of this, because SED has a lot to offer us, and I'm excited about this conversation, because tech is a space that you can easily start doing some work without any
You don't need permission.
That puts
Yeah,
you don't need
you don't need
permission
permission
to
to do what you want to do.
Yes.
You earlier asked me why I love tech, right?
Yeah.
One of the reasons, because the barrier for entry is so low. You don't need any specific education, so long as you can read and write, and you can listen and watch, and replicate.
You're good to go.
It's just practice, consistency, doing it over and over again, finding a community to join, having people you can speak with, finding open source projects you can communicate to, NGOs you can build for, freelancing. Because the early days, you are going to do a lot of pro bono work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, you know, my background is economic statistics, and I'm doing marketing now. I'm also in the digital space. And when I started learning like the tech stuff, I've become a bit heavily invested in the tech stuff in the past like 2 years. And I was able to use AI to develop a code that helped me to put up a landing page. The first day that I did it, I just looked at it, I was like, wow.
You know what you just said, right? Let me say this before I forget. One of the best things advantages people that are not traditionally from tech have, that they don't know, is the whole concept that they are actually coming from a different background, like a background that's not like traditionally a tech background. Because earlier on, you remember I said that tech is a component of every other, it's a multiplier. So regardless of the industry you're working in. So let me tell you like a real life story.
Right.
I have a friend, he works at Stanbic now. Those who know him will know him. He did chemistry in KNEST. Right. I did computer science. He's a senior developer at Stanbic now. Chemistry. The point I want to say is that tech has like a low barrier of entry. Unlike other courses that you need like specialized classes, professors to actually step into class to actually learn them. So let's say you are coming from a statistics background right now. You are much more likely to make a better data scientist than somebody that didn't do statistics and they just like get into data. Because do you know the thing most people don't know? Computer science is mathematics. I did CS in school.
That's true.
My whole first year was just doing math, discrete maths all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's say you are coming from health. Doctors that understand technology will build better health solutions than me, that's from a traditional tech background, trying to build, because context is very, very important.
So like you mentioned, those who are able to solve complex problems. They are those the market wants.
That particular skill set is not going to go away. Tools will come and go, technologies will evolve and come and go, but those that can understand complex problems and be able to break them out into working solutions, they are not going anywhere.
True. So now that I have the zeal, I have the passion, I've gone to FreeCodeCamp.org, I've learned something. Anytime that somebody comes to you as a tech person, the first thing they ask you, they're probably, let me see your portfolio, what have you done before?
Of course.
So for that person, right, what kind of projects, what kind of information should be in a portfolio that can attract business?
Do you know the coolest thing about FreeCodeCamp?
Tell me.
They don't teach you like, let's say this is this and this is that. The whole point of let's say, those days, I don't know, it has evolved, but those days, by the time you are done with the web developments, the first session of FreeCodeCamp, you would have built 5 projects.
Wow.
The lessons are project-based, right? So platforms like FreeCodeCamp are not just teaching you. As you teach, you learn, you do. Because doing is everything.
Yeah.
Right? You have to show us what you can do. Like the boys say, show working, Kasa from.
Yeah, Kasa from.
Show working, right?
So, yeah, definitely.
So portfolios are very important. Now, how do you build a portfolio? As earlier on, I was saying that there are so many things you could work on, like real life solutions. Like people always say, they can always build portfolios, but maybe they will just build a to-do app or a film streaming app with like open APIs that are available on the web. But how do they get like real life experiences? Real life experiences is trying to digitize your mom's shop, building a simple web app for them to track inventory with. There are so many things you could actually do around the skills you learn. You could collaborate with your friends in school and find like a local problem. And the coolest thing about getting hired is that if your portfolio have a series of projects that are focused on solving problems
in your environment,
our ecosystem, it's easier because the businesses here are trying to solve problems in our environment. So if you can prove and show that you worked on solutions, and the coolest thing being that if you can even show that you work with others, because why don't companies like hiring entry-level people?
Because they don't have the experience.
As well, there's a risk associated with it. We need to now train you on soft skills.
Yes.
Collaboration, time management.
Surviving in the corporate ecosystem.
You get the whole point. But if you can prove to the recruiter that you've gone ahead to actually collaborate with others on projects already.
Yes.
Of course, you've actually learned how to work with people. And you can manage your time.
Real life examples. That makes it easier.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So that's where community comes in. Community is very important. Community is like the wave. Surfers, people that surf, the wave drives them. If the surfer, is the person learning the skill, the wave is the community. Community will drive you, people will give you recommendations. Like we have communities like DevCongress, there's GDG Ghana, there's US Ghana for people that are designers. There's a lot of communities. Joining communities are very, very much important. Aside from knowing what is next, when companies want to hire, they are new to an ecosystem. Where do you think they go to first?
Let me hold you there. So now we have spoken about how to develop that portfolio. So the portfolio should be made up of real life stories. Real life solutions. Don't just go and pick something out of nowhere and just come and show how technical you are.
Context matters.
Context
I want them
matters.
to always keep that at the back of their mind.
Context matters. And it should be relevant to your ecosystem.
Of course.
Now, after you've been able to build that portfolio, you now need to let people see it and the ecosystem. So you have to be part of an ecosystem. Community.
You speak, you present, you collaborate, gives you strategic visibility.
Now, I like that, strategic visibility. But there's this notion that tech people are people who just stick to their computers. They want to be in a dark room. They don't want to see anybody. Give them a problem. They provide the solution, and that's them. A friend even told me about one guy who stays like at the back of town. He has just developed a place just for him, and he's secluded doing his work. But your notion of community really debunks that.
Oh, yeah. So, you see, most people that are secluded are researchers. So, in tech, there's like a lot of roles in tech.
Okay.
Sometimes, just like every other industry, not only tech, medicine, in every other industry that makes use of research, there are times people are working on, the teams that work on the solutions or the papers that are powering the AI tools you are using today. Yeah, they did that in the lab over a long, a time span that they needed like all the concentration they can actually give it, right? And then again, the human side comes into play. Different people, different ways of, associating with people. But even the guy in the dark has a community. It's you that don't know about it.
That's where the word strategic comes in.
Before they move into the dark,
they
built a community. How do you think they get the jobs they get?
That moved them in the dark.
Exactly. It's the job that moved them in the dark.
Yeah.
In the process of getting the job, they were. That's why I said strategic visibility.
Sure.
Being visible to the people that can recommend you and the people that can put you on.
The people who need your value.
Exactly. So everybody actually have community. If you see someone you think are not part of any community, it's because you are not part of that community.
They are community, so that's they don't know you and you don't know them.
Yeah, everybody have a community. Everybody that's excelling and doing well have a community of people around them, of like-minded people.
So it's essential that if you want to succeed in the tech eco space,
I don't think it's only
you
tech.
need community.
In the sphere of life, community is the basis of a lot of things.
But because this conversation is more of the techies and the tech ecosystem, I want to speak directly to the people in the tech space.
Yeah. I'm just throwing that in so that people get a concept that community is not like specific to tech. It's not.
Understood.
It's not alien to like only. No. It's something that cuts across. And tech specifically, community is everything.
Community is everything. Community is important. how can people join some of these communities? Because I know you are very big on community and have access to some of these communities.
I mean,
How
all
can
my
someone-
life, all I've been trying to do is to demonstrate to people the power of community, and have been actively involved in building communities. Like from my early days in school, being the campus director for Startup Grind. That was a
Okay.
community for people building stuff. When I was in school, I was the KNST director for Startup Grind. And then I became the ecosystem manager for Hack Lab Foundations, organizing hackathons across sub-Saharan Africa with the team at Hack Lab. Community have always been a theme for me, and eventually now becoming the lead for Code and Cocktails. The party we do at Code and Cocktails, the underlying theme of what we do at Code and Cocktail is to get people out of their room so that they can come around and build meaningful relationships with people building the future.
Okay.
The easiest way we see we can do that is through a party. That is why we do a party. But the underlying theme of what we do at Code and Cocktails and every other event, the hackathon we partnered with Achieved by Petra to do. If you remember, you go read the article, somebody captured what I said in my opening notes at the hackathon. I said the most important reason for coming here is to build the relationships that you need to leverage in the future.
Sure.
So I've always been speaking about community and why you need to build necessary relationships that you could leverage. Because see, if we are going to solve the problems that face this country or our communities leveraging tech, you can't do it all by yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the community is very important.
Very important.
So I want you now to tell my audience which communities they should join,
Okay.
or recommend some communities
Let
to them.
me know. There are a lot of communities, and someone might be watching me from a different community and be like, Sedem didn't mention our community, but let me show people how to join a community.
Okay.
Right? First things first, social media, you have to use it to your advantage. I think every community in Ghana have like a social media account. So I'll go ahead and mention like a few prominent communities. And I'll just mention it across board, from software development to design and whatever else you are doing. The moment you join one community,
To open the doors to the rest.
Exactly. You have access to the rest. So we have GDG. That's
GDG.
Google Developer Group.
Okay.
One of the biggest communities in Ghana, made up mainly of entry-level people, young people. So that's a very good place to actually start as somebody that is new to the tech ecosystem.
Okay.
Then we have DevCongress. That's mainly
DevCongress.
made up of software engineers, product managers, entrepreneurs building stuff, leveraging technology. Then we have Building Bytes. Building Bytes
Bytes,
is
yeah.
a podcast that eventually evolved into like a community. So they have all manner of people you can think about, from people building stuff, designers. It's just for progressive people that want to build stuff. So long as you are willing to build, Building Bytes is for you, right?
Okay.
And for designers, we have US Ghana. I think it's the largest designer group in Ghana. Then there is Dex Ghana. Dex Ghana is much more like encompasses design in
What? Dex Ghana?
Dex, DEX.
DEX.
They even have
okay.
a conference. They had the biggest design conference, I think, in West Africa. This is the third one they've done. So they encompasses not only people designing for products, but digital products, but for any designers, 3D, motion graphics. Yeah, it encompasses everybody. And there's Figma, Friends of Figma.
Okay.
The Figma is a very popular design tool, if not the most popular in the world currently for digital product design. They have a community in Ghana where they actually do a lot of events. I was at the event like almost a month ago.
Okay.
And they give out a lot of stuff as well, free resources,
Yeah.
access to some access to free Figma. Like Figma have like a paid version. Sometimes they give out like coupon codes to give their members access to like the free the Pro tool for free. And the moment you join all of this, the next thing you have to do, joining is not the only thing.
That's the beginning.
That's the first step, because you need access to information. Joining the groups will now give you access to the information. Now, when you get the information, what do? You act on it. Go to community events.
Okay.
Start talking to people. The whole idea of, I'm shy, I don't talk to people. This is what I'm saying, strategic visibility.
Yeah.
Go to the events, start talking to people, and let people know what you are trying to achieve or what you've done already. If possible, show people stuff you've done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So talk to people, show people what you've done, and tell them where you are trying to go. Find people even in the community, people have different interests in the community. Find people that their interest aligns with your interest. You can't be going to Egypt and join someone that's going to South Africa. It's two things. Either you convince them to follow you to Egypt, or they convince you to follow them to South Africa. So you always need clarity on where you are going, then connect with those people. Then connecting with them does not end there. Relationships need to be nurtured. One thing young people don't really understand: be willing to give. When I say give, I'm not saying like you give money. Be willing to share. Be willing to take the first step. When you connect with people, especially people that are seniors to you, they don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
For them to become interested in you, you need to have some unique, ability. Like if I meet young people right now and say they want to work with me, I don't have a lot of time to. You need to show me exactly. Yeah. You need to show me something that catches my attention, that draws me to you.
Yeah.
Then I'm now willing to actually take it on.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is being a self-starting person. The moment people you connect with or your seniors realize you're a self-starting person, that means you take initiatives. When you want to do something, you just don't say it. You go ahead and start it before asking for help. People are willing to help you.
When you're a self-starting person,
Very
people are
important
willing to help you.
Yeah.
I like that. And I think that today, with the advent of technology, platforms like ChatGPT, it's very easy to start things, right? But you really need that personal skill, or you need that soft skill to be a self-starting person. Thank you for that. I like that, and I'm sure that my listeners are following through. Now, when it comes to building a niche in the tech space, right? You mentioned some very key 5 areas.
Yeah, 5 areas. Those, in my view, I don't think they are going anywhere soon. Technologies will evolve back.
Yeah, those 5 areas will remain.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to build a niche in these 5 areas, okay, I'm going to mention 4 things. I want to know, how should someone think around these 4 things in building that niche? Number 1 is growth potential. Number 2 is personal fit. Number 3 is market demand. And for me, one thing that is also very important to me is geographical location. So these 4 things: growth potential, personal fit, market demand, and geographical location. How should we think about them?
You see all those things I mentioned?
Yeah.
They were actually strategic. Most of them are not, roles that used to exist. Most of those roles I mentioned. If we can just rehash them so that somebody watching can just...
if you just join, the 5 places were artificial intelligence and machine learning, cybersecurity, making sense out of data.
That will encompass data scientists, data analysts, anybody working with data.
And that's big data we are talking about here. Then DevOps and cloud management. Infrastructure. Then product management. These 5 areas.
Yep.
Now, how do you situate them in these 4 places when you are choosing a niche?
So I did like to wrap it in a way that people can actually always remember. So let me look at it from the perspective of building a product, which will always be a thing. Since time when in the inception of, before even what we now call tech became tech, from the industrial time when people were using like the
hard work industry,
coal before we move into electricity, then electronic and all of that stuff. Products will have always been around. It could be in any form, digital, non-digital. But for digital products, that are not going anywhere. Even if AI is building, they will still be there and they have to be built. Let me take them one by one. AI, ML. Machine learning and artificial intelligence is not like an entirely new thing to our race. It's an advanced form of automation. We've always had automation, right?
Yeah.
Anything that is repetitive, something that we repeat most of the time. Human beings are very smart. They do something 1 or 2 times, become boring. They try to find a way to automate it. The advanced form of automation, which we now have as machine learning, that spin out like artificial intelligence or AI solutions, right, is that we added a layer on top. That the machine itself, that's what we call machine learning. The system is provided data, and from the data, they are able to learn and make inferences. So let's say you train a model, a model with like dogs, pictures. So you first train it with a lot of dogs. Then now you show them a dog picture. It's able to tell you, okay, this dog is of this breed. Exactly.
So it
right?
has picked more information
So
and it's able to reference.
It can be like how do you call it? Implemented across industry. So AI ML is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Automation is not good, and this is an advanced form of automation.
So how do you fit
So
it
yeah,
in
I want to tie like I'm coming. I'm
Okay.
trying to make sure that I can wrap it all up in one thing so that it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Then we have I'll get back to that. I'll get back to automation.
Okay.
Let's say example, Achieve by Petra. When you are saving on Achieve by Petra over some period of time, with the right models, Achieve can now can insinuate that okay, this is how much you save within like this particular span of time. So when we have like, or let's say you're a salaried worker, so on the 5th of every month,
yeah.
you top up your Achieve account. The system now learns for individually, this is Kwabena, and Kwabena on the 5th of every month tops up the account.
Yeah.
If 5th of the month come, we can actually, the system in advance can notify you that, okay, get ready to top up. If 5th comes back and you don't top up,
Yeah.
you get an, and those are not going to be triggered by like someone, because someone like at the back end or whatever. The system itself has learned
Your
using
behavior.
the data to each, so the system is able to customize interactions for like each individual user, which is not doable by human at skill. But then AI is able to do that.
I like that. At scale.
At skill, at skill. So that is why ML AI is not going to go away anytime soon. So if you are someone that's actually that picked up skills in ML AI, you always be hot. Because companies will always want to find a way to automate stuff and be able to learn from the data they are generating to make the experience, like the user experience of their product, better for their users.
And even reduce overhead costs.
Exactly. Because then if one person can actually fine-tune a model to do something that 10 people can do, then the company gets to save much more money.
Yeah.
So you want to be the guy that is doing the fine-tuning.
Yeah.
you get the whole point.
So you replace the rest.
Exactly. That is why it's very much important. Then the second one there on your list is cybersecurity. Again, so long as we are building solutions on the internet, there are people that are going to dedicate themselves or their time, talented people, of course, trying to find loopholes that they can take advantage of.
True.
So yeah, cybersecurity, right? Very, very important, because so long as we continue building systems and systems keep getting complex, loopholes are almost inevitable. There will be loopholes, and there are people that are intelligent enough that will, invest time and resources into learning how to exploit these loopholes to create economic opportunities.
Definitely.
Not in the just way, but for themselves. So we always need professionals that will safeguard systems, help with testing before systems are made public for the users to use. Yep. Because you don't want data leaks. Data leaks are way more important than actually hiring cyber security professionals.
Then it comes to making sense of
making sense out of data. Like, I've always thought that, the thing is now that we have structure for it. Funny enough, making sense out of data and AI ML are like they are together.
Yeah,
because
maybe the example that
AI becomes only better when it's the quality of an AI application depends on the quality of data that AI have access to.
Understood.
So who makes sure the data that they are providing the machine learning model has the
integrity,
quality, exactly, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Who makes sure the data have like the integrity and is fit for purpose and all of that stuff? Is the professionals that make sense out of data. And I mean, when I say data, big data. Imagine a company that have been operating for 20 years and have been generating data over a span of 20 years. That's a huge data.
That's big.
Anybody that is proficient enough to actually make sense out of the data and provide the necessary insight to actually help executives make decisions for the next decade is going nowhere. Because so long as there are business interactions every day, data will be generated. And somebody needs to pick up that data and tell a story with it that makes sense and is simpler enough for executives to leverage to actually make decisions. So if you can make yourself that person be it a data analyst, data scientist, any role around data. If you can take data, interpret it, tell a story with it, and then share insights that can help executives make actionable decisions that help their business grow. Yeah, you always be in demand.
Yeah. So now how do you now situate these ones in
building a product?
No. So the question was, you have to have a niche, right?
Yeah.
In building your niche, I want you to share your thoughts that in building a niche in these 4 areas: growth potential, personal fit, market demand, geographical location.
Geographical location. I'll tackle geographical location last for all of them.
Okay.
Right?
So how do you fit your niche around these 4 key areas?
Like as I said earlier on, clarity of thoughts, running a SWOT analysis, appreciating what is your strength, your weakness, opportunities, and threat. Mostly what I'm speaking about for most of these areas that I've listed are the opportunities that they offer, right? And how they will be able to live beyond. Tech will come and go, tech will transition and change, tools will change, but then this fundamental concept will be with us. And what I've been doing now is trying to explain why these particular roles are not going to go anywhere soon, because they are needed so that we can build like a product that is robust enough to serve whoever we are trying to serve or the audience we are trying to give the product to, right? So that's what I've been trying to explain so far.
Yeah.
And I mean, being able to make sense out of data is very important, because after we build a product, people use it, we generate the data. We need people that can make sense out of the data so that we know what we are doing next in the product life cycle of that product.
Wait, I don't think you're getting my question.
Okay.
So the question is, let's say I want to build my skill in AI ML.
Yeah.
In AI ML, right? Should I be thinking about growth potential? How should I be thinking about personal fit? How should I be thinking about market demand? How should I be thinking about geographical location? So I want you to pick it one by one. So for instance, maybe AI ML, you can see that maybe for geographical location, in Ghana today, AI ML is not something that we need, or AI ML is something that you need.
Big stuff.
So it means geographically it is needed. So if you want to grow, what's the growth potential? If you want to grow, you have to do da. Personal fit. Maybe as a person, what are some of the characteristics or some of the behavior you need?
Okay, so for you to be like a good data person,
yes,
that's what you want me to say?
Yes, I want you to pick one of them, like
okay, I get
growth
it.
potential, personal, market demand.
Market demand is already there. The reason I listed these 5 for you is because their demand is going away anytime soon. So for them, just get in mind that
or maybe the question doesn't fit.
Yeah,
the question doesn't fit because you have already responded to it.
All of these are in high demand.
Okay, so we'll take out the niche question.
Yeah.
So let me take out the niche question. Then I'll go to another question. So we are continuing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I can speak to is, like, let's say specifically for the data, the characteristics you need to be like a better data person. That's what I was trying to explain earlier, that before you do anything, you need to run a SWOT analysis. If you are someone that you are not analytical or you are not good with numbers, of course, your forte is not data.
So said, you mentioned these 5 areas that are not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I know that when you're choosing a career,
they might evolve, but the concepts
will remain for a longer time.
A longer time.
So I know in choosing a career, you need to also know who you are.
Yeah.
What are some of the personal characteristics that you think someone should have in choosing out of these 5? Which one should, like, what personal characteristics should somebody have to choose any of these 5 areas?
So I will put 2 together. MLAI, making sense out of data. You have to have strength when it comes to numbers. You need to be very analytical, detail-oriented, and someone that can spend long hours looking at numbers and trying to make sense out of it. So if you are someone that's coming from a mathematics, statistics background,
yes,
you are highly likely to succeed in these roles around data and machine learning AI.
Okay.
Because most of MLA is actually complex mathematics. So at least I'm assuming if you did first degree mathematics, the basics for maths is something you have already. So you can always build on that. Yep.
Okay.
Then let's say
cybersecurity.
You need to be somebody that is inquisitive. Like you have to be curious. Because the whole thing about finding fault with things is to look at the same thing over and over again and try so many ways to see. The main job of a cybersecurity professional is to break things. Can I break this? And if you are someone that gets like fed up quite easily, then you might not be the best fit. Because for someone to be like a proper cybersecurity professional, let's say you're pen testing a particular tool or you're a QA. I mean, QAs are not like cybersecurity people, but most cybersecurity people have the instinct of QAs.
What's QA?
What's the quality assurance?
Okay.
Yeah, QA engineers, quality assurance. So those that test. There are some labs in tech. Some roles actually, I mean, they lab. They have overlapping roles. Some roles going to the other. This one goes to the other. Yep.
Understood.
Exactly. You need to be detail oriented, and you need to be very resilient. Because your job is to make sure you find a problem before the bad actor finds the problem. So you don't need to be easily gratified.
Right.
Like 1, 2 test, then you're like, because the guy coming to break this system for economic reasons have a motivation. And that motivation is to make money. Economically, they are motivated.
Yeah.
So they will go above and
beyond.
so in short, you need to think like the bad actor. Even more like it's like saying the police need to think like a criminal to prevent the crime before
it happens.
Exactly. That's basically. So you need to be detail oriented and you have to be resilient. You don't easily take no, right? Then you do really, really well in the cybersecurity side of things. Right?
Then what about making sense out of data?
No, that's why I did together with AI/ML. I said they are interjoined.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do data. So you need to be somebody that pays attention to detail. Your numbers don't scare you. It's much more better if you have like an analytical and mathematics background. You are highly likely to do better in those roles.
DevOps, infrastructure, cloud.
Infrastructure. I'm in no way trying to say it's easy, but for you to become like a proper DevOps person, you really need to be like a proper problem solver, like a problem solver at core, like a software engineer. Most people that end up becoming, so people are in DevOps and infrastructure, there are different names for them. They call some site observability engineer.
Okay.
They have, how do they call it, SRE, site reliability engineer. So you see, you heard reliability, right? They are the core, like the systems rely on the pipelines they build to actually. That's why when you have like 5 million people at the point accessing Achieve, the system does not crash.
Yeah.
It's able to withstand that. They make sure the solution is scalable. Right? So they are like a very integral part of everything. That is why they are not going anywhere soon.
They do more of QA jobs as well.
Not QA particularly, but they build the infrastructure for think of it as a road construction.
Okay.
They don't, if it's about transportation, they don't manufacture the cars. They build the roads so that the cars can go to where they are going. Exactly. I think that's a perfect analogy. That is the infrastructure people, right? They are building pipelines to make sure solutions are deployed. And when solutions come under pressure, under stress, they are still able to hold up and deliver as they are supposed to do.
Product management.
Product management. You need to be all kinds of things. No, on a more serious note, people that make proper products, like I always advise people that I'm a product manager, so I should be able to speak on this better.
Yeah.
I always advise people that for you to make a better product manager, you should have at least tried out a few things before you become like settling on becoming a product manager. Like a product manager that have an idea how things work, like a software engineer, understands design, understands user experience, understands marketing, understands sales, is much more likely to succeed. Because take it in this context. Business requirements come in. First off, you need to be able to understand and interpret data. The product you are building or the product that you are the manager for is going to generate data. You should be able to make sense out of that data, find insight in it, and use the insight to actually support business decisions. and decide on what we are going to build in the next cycle of this product to actually cater for the pain points of our users. So for a product manager, you need to always have you have what I call the continuous learning agility. You need to be
learning agility.
You need to be agile, and you always have to be learning because you have to understand marketing to a point. You have to understand sales because whatever you are building should be sellable.
Yeah,
it should be built in a way that marketing can leverage it to be able to market it to the right people.
Yeah,
you need to understand user experience.
Yeah,
you need to understand design. You need to understand technical constraints so that you can tell or suggest to stakeholders that this particular feature or requirement we are trying to implement, it's not possible right now because we have this constraint technically, and we will not be able to, get this way. And top of it all, you should be someone that is comfortable working with diverse set of people. Because you are the only person that is going to be with the product from the inception to the end. The whole product life cycle, people will come at different places and they will do their part and leave, but you go nowhere.
Yeah.
From the inception, you take requirements from business leaders or executives. You try to interpret that requirement into what we call user stories. I mean, if you take the requirements from the business owners, you go into design thinking. Then design thinking, you convert those into user stories. User stories guide the designers, and the design thinking project guides them to actually work on the designs. Then you take those designs together with the designers, go and interpret it for the engineers to understand the requirements, and then take the user stories and build the features that are needed.
Yeah.
You are going to work with the QA, the quality assurance people, to test and be sure, run a usability testing, UAT, a usability acceptance testing, to actually write off the system or program that it is something that can be used. You need to go and explain to internal stakeholders, that's people in marketing and sales, how the product works and how they can market it to people. Then you will be there for support. When the product eventually is rolled out and issues starts coming in, you'll be there to support and to train the end users.
Yeah.
And to take their feedback, loop it back to stakeholders. Then the process, so we call it the product life cycle. It does
Understood.
not. So you are always, everybody else is coming in at a point in time, but you are always in the
with
cycle.
the product.
Like you are a product. You are considered the single source of truth for the product. Everybody have a question. The first person they are going to talk to is the product manager.
Wow. So
for you to become a product manager, it's, from my perspective, always advisable you learn foundational tech skills. Then you have to be somebody that is very curious and inquisitive. Because for you to solve problems, you need to know how to ask the right questions. Because if you don't ask the right questions, you can't get the right answers and you can't solve the problem. So at the core, every product manager is a problem solver. You should be able to take complex things, break them down into smaller, understandable, workable solutions that can be implemented.
Wow. That job of a project manager looks like work.
Do you know how I call product managers?
Yeah.
CEOs that do not have the authority of a CEO.
They have the work of the CEO, but they don't have the authority.
They
the
have
responsibilities of the CEO.
Yeah, you make sure the product success. Earlier, I was telling you that anytime a company starts, the first product manager and the biggest product manager in every company is the
founder
CEO.
or the person who starts the business. Yeah.
They have the roadmap. They know where they want to take this. So senior product managers will sit in strategy sessions with executives to draw a roadmap for the products.
Yeah. Because they're supposed to understand the product.
Exactly.
Wow. These 5 things, you need these skills. Guys, if you are listening, these are the skills that you need to start building. Know yourself. When you think of tech, let me know in the comment section, what has been your thoughts about tech? And with these 5 things that Seth has shared, what do you think about tech today? You said tech is going to evolve. These things are not going anywhere, but they will evolve.
They will evolve. Now,
how do you build yourself in a way that you do not you don't end up at the receiving end of tech development? So the question is, Tech will change.
It
It will
will evolve.
develop. But you should be at the cutting edge of the
Yeah.
development. What should you do to be at the cutting edge?
The only thing that is constant is change. The only way you can stay on top of the game is only one thing:
Yeah?
continuous learning.
Continuous learning agility.
Learning how to, learn. Let me put it that way. Learning how to learn is the most.
Wait. Calm down.
Yeah.
That's deep. You have to learn how to learn.
Learning how to learn and stay afloat, right?
Yeah.
And stay current
Yeah.
is the most important skill, survival skill you can ever teach yourself.
Said, how do you learn how to learn in the 21st century? Give me a practical example.
Let me give you a practical example.
Without shooting yourself in the foot, your lecturer will be listening.
No, I'm not shooting myself in the foot. I think understanding, you see, I know these things are cliche because it's rather unfortunate the most important concepts of life have been said over and over again. People have heard it so much that they now think that it's been it's been overused.
Yeah.
But knowing yourself and what you are capable of, it's very, very important.
You can never do away with that.
No. How do you
go to war without knowing
Exactly.
the artillery you have?
SWOT analysis is like a very important analysis, like you have to run all the time.
Yeah,
Either
the
on
SWOT
yourself-
analysis.
Yeah, strength, weakness, opportunity, strength.
threat. Understood.
You understand your strength, then you can even build on it more or take advantage of it. Your strength give you some USPs.
Unique selling proposition.
Exactly. You have an advantage over the next guy because you can do this and that comes to you naturally. They also have advantage over you because they can do that and that.
Yeah.
It also helps in collaboration as well. If I'm about to collaborate with you, I'll find someone that actually makes for my weaknesses. They complement me.
Compliments, yeah.
Not a substitute.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So knowing yourself, it's like, it's basic. It's and then when you know yourself, you understand that some people do better learning with audiovisuals. Some
Okay.
people do better learning. There are different ways. So the moment you find what works for you,
Stick to it.
so direction is very important than speed. You get direction first, then you run.
Direction is more important than speed.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned some things. Say number one, to be at the cutting edge of, because you're talking about tech or anything in life, you must know yourself.
Continuous learning.
And you mentioned some continuous learning agility.
You need to be agile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So agile is changing fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next one that you're mentioning was, so you mentioned the learning.
So you asked me, how do you learn how to learn?
Yes.
And I'm saying the basic form of that is knowing yourself and knowing what works for you. Then if you know what works for you, then you double down.
Okay.
You need to be consistent and disciplined. And I said most of these words are words that we've heard growing up over and over again. So it gets to a point, people tend to, something that is, quote unquote common. People, even if it's good, it's like water. Water
Yeah.
is very essential to life.
Yeah.
But it's a common commodity.
Yeah.
So hardly do you see somebody taking water as a very important thing. But go without water for 11 hours and let's see what happens to you.
Because it's common, it's always available.
Exactly.
We don't
So
cherish it.
the rules or the things we need to do have been said over and over all our life. But we don't take it serious because we are trying to see if there's a new perspective or something new. The old rules still work. Times are changing, things evolve, but the old rules still work.
So we're learning. You spoke of learning how to learn. And
Yeah.
I said that. How do you learn how to learn in the 21st century? And you said that number one, you have to know yourself
and know what works for you.
and know what works for you.
Then you need
Okay.
consistency and discipline. Then you keep doing it all the time.
Consistency and discipline, and you keep doing it. So aside from learning how to learn, what other thing do you need to do to be at the cutting edge?
The funny thing, I've
Yeah.
actually said it all. I know it sounds oversimplified. I know
Yeah.
people might be expecting that Sedem might have a special recipe.
Yeah.
No. If you can learn to continue learning, you will always be at the top. Every day new information comes up. The difference between the GM and the GM. Do you know who's the GM and the GM? The gatesman and the general manager. The only thing that set them apart is one had access to a particular information at a point in their life that the other guy did not have access to. Information is very important. Unfortunately, we are now in a world where somebody calls it information obesity.
Wow.
Like we have like a shit ton of data or information that is being churned out.
Yeah.
Like every single minute, that there's so much that you don't know anything, but you think you know everything.
Wow.
So you have to now create a system for yourself to go after the information that you
is
think
relevant to you,
will position you to achieve your goals.
That's where knowing yourself
becomes very important. So you don't just, because there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
You have to double down. That's why I said direction is more important than speed. Well, what's the point if you are running in the wrong direction?
Direction is more important than speed. Wow. This, I think I've written a lot. I've written a lot because what you're sharing really transcends beyond the space of tech alone. It really speaks on how you can grow wherever that you find yourself as a human being. And learning how to learn then took me to this thing that I read some time ago, micro learning. That's how we learn in bits. You watch something on Instagram, watch something on YouTube, watch something on TikTok, then you follow the right kind of people. And you see, that one too brings me to this. As young people, as techies or as individuals, on social media, you should be careful the kind of people you follow.
Of course. What you consume determines the direction you are going to. Slowly, you unconsciously calibrate yourself towards your path and journey without realizing you are doing that.
Yeah. So you should follow the right kind of people who are selling the value that we need to get to what we aspire to be.
For people listening, I did advise they go to Substack. Substack is like, it's an app you can download.
Okay.
Substack. It's a micro blogging platform.
No, spell it again.
Substack. Substack. Just
Okay,
like
Substack.
Paystack. It's an app. You
Okay.
can find it in Play Store, App Store. It's even like, if you don't want to download to it, you can just go to substack.com and just follow. So this is a micro blogging site, but the app gives you like a social media feel. But then this is a place for writers, thinkers, people that think.
Right.
That writes about processes. So instead of waking up every morning and just scrolling, I'm not saying don't scroll. Maybe you're an audiovisual learner, so TikTok makes sense for you.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then TikTok have a STEM option. Go to TikTok, there's a STEM part. You can tap on STEM, and all you see is scientific stuff. And the coolest thing about TikTok is it has a very good recommendation engine. If you spend some number of time on some type of videos over time, that's all it shows you.
Right.
So you can calibrate whatever it is you are using. The tools in it themselves are not bad.
Yes, it's how you use them.
Exactly. They give you access to everything. You decide and curate the contents that you want for yourself. So just be intentional.
Understood.
Just be intentional.
Understood. Yeah. Just be intentional. Said, it's been great having this conversation with you on how to enter the tech space and position yourself for success. I have learned so much. I've written a whole lot about the 5 areas that will not go anywhere
in the foreseeable future.
They might
evolve, but
yes. And you spoken about. You also gave some communities that the tech people can join.
There's actually much more. Let me put this out. If you really want to know the communities in Ghana, the full list, we are currently running an ecosystem survey, Code and Cocktails.
Okay.
So if you go to our website, codeandcocktails.live, this is not the first time. Last year, I didn't want to go that path because we have data that shows in Ghana currently the tools and the technologies and roles that are very common and highly employed in Ghana. The data is on our website.
Okay.
You go to codeandcocktails.live and you go to the ecosystem survey page. You can show the link on the screen so that you can see. You tap on that. The report, the 2024 report is there. You can download it and read for yourself.
Okay.
And currently, we are also running the survey for the 2025 reports. So you can go to the website. If you already work in tech, then you can fill the survey. And then when we get to a point, we ask you which communities you are part of. There's a tall list of communities in Ghana.
I like that. I like how you're putting together data to drive some of these decisions and to help people. Thank you so much, Sid. Thank you. It's been great talking to you, like I said. And you have really given us some nuggets to think about. And for me, I like this, even though at some point you have to get a bit technical with the tech stuff. But I know that the techies here appreciate this, and you actually
No, I tried my best to keep
brought-
it in plain
yes,
and simple
yes,
language, and
plain
try
language,
to add
yeah.
examples that
make it practical and
practical
relatable.
and relatable for
Understood.
our listeners.
Understood. So, guys, thank you for making time with us. This has been the Kwabena Dapa podcast. See you in the next episode.